What's up, guys? Puma. Today we're going to be talking about how to set up Discord for streamers. If you're not familiar with it, Discord is a sort of like a social networking, social platform for, it's used a lot for PC gamers, streamers, and content creators. What it's comprised of, if you don't know, and this is free, by the way, you have different servers here on the left. These are all of the servers that I'm currently a part of. We can look at this one right here. This is called Pipeline, which is a group mentorship program I'm a part of. You've got all sorts of, these are called text channels, welcome, rules, become a member, FAQs, all these things. So all sorts of different channels where if you go to appreciation, a lot of this talking between members should be about sort of gratitude and appreciation of something that happened. Setups, this should be about people's setups, maybe questions about setups. Hey, look at this setup. What do you guys think? So you kind of get the idea. You also have voice channels. And a voice channel is like if I were to go here, I'm now a part of this voice channel. You can see me talking. There's no one else in it, so I can't hear anything. I can leave that. But voice channels are used a lot for a lot of times like in-game communication. So one of the reasons people use Discord so much is the in-game communication feature, which is why if you're going to be a streamer or a content creator, primarily a streamer really, you're going to want to have some familiarity with how to set this up for streaming because it can be really, really useful as opposed to party chat, game chat, you know, some other way to have a voice communication with people that you're playing games with or whatnot. Discord is one of the best ways I've found to do that, and I think a lot of people would agree. Let me just show you real quick. This is my server. So similar, only it's, you know, much smaller. General channel going live where I make announcements. This is an automatic deal. To anyone in my server, it's where people can promote their stream. So you kind of get the idea. Again, I've got an open channel. That's me. That's open for anyone. I have a live channel. The difference with the live channel, there's kind of some neat features you can set up, but a live channel, or the way I've got this live channel set up is you have to have certain permissions. So if I'm live, I'm in here with, let's say, another person. Someone can't just jump in and all of a sudden be in this channel and start talking. Hey, what's up, man? Just seeing what you're doing. Have you talked to Sharon today? You know, I mean, I don't know, whatever, maybe you just want to have some control over it. The open channel here, you can do that. Anyone can hop in here. Anyone who's a member of my server. In order to be in the live voice channel, I would actually have to pull them in. So it gives a little protection against just, you know, random people popping in and saying hello or whatever. Anyways, so one of the things I want to show you guys is, and it took me a while to figure this out, is how do I actually set this up to work really well? There's a couple features that I want to talk to you about. The first one is the mute. So when you're streaming, you have, you know, if I hit mute, it will mute me, and you can see the little icon shows up. It'll mute me from everyone else that's in my party. So as I'm streaming and someone sends me 500 stars and I say, hey, Bobby, thanks for sending the 500 stars, my guy. That's awesome. Much appreciated. Well, if you're in the middle of whatever kind of game, you probably don't want the people in that game to hear that, you know, just out of courtesy. So this is an easy way to do that. You can mute yourself, or I can unmute myself. Now you can see I'm getting highlighted every time I talk. See there. I can mute it again if I want to talk to my stream or my chat or someone else, or I just don't want the people in my party to hear me. So that's the mute button. The other one that we have is called deafen. Now what deafen does is it's going to mute me from everyone else, and it's going to mute everyone else from me. So let's say I want to talk to you guys. I'm muted, but I've got 5 other people in here that are all, you know, they're talking and they're laughing and they're cutting up or whatever. If I go deafen, then deafen is going to mute me from them, and it's going to mute them from me. So I'm not going to be able to hear anything that they're saying. So that can be kind of a nice feature. You can do this person by person as well. So if you have a bunch of people in here, you can mute each one, deafen each one. I can mute the server. So there's a lot of different things in here, right? Now, all right, so something I want to talk about is, you know, how you're going to use this and how you're going to set it up to be not only the most effective for you, but the most sort of user-friendly for the people that are in your stream, the people that are watching. And that involves the in-game overlay. You can see here, you can toggle this on or off. This is the keybind about how we're going to change that. So real quick, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to, I'm already in a channel. So when I go back here and I look at my overlay right here, the avatar size, large or small, that's just going to change how they appear. Display names and display users. So basically what that means is when I'm playing a game and someone is in, you know, we've got a Discord party, and let's say we're playing Warzone. This display users means that it's going to display that overlay on top of your game so that someone watching your game, someone in your stream, can see who all is in your Discord party. And this means that it's going to display them all the time. You can also change this to be only when they're speaking, which is a nice feature if you have, let's say you're playing a bigger game or you have a bigger party like Among Us. I've seen this used really effectively in Among Us. Well, in Among Us, a lot of times you have 10 people in the game, 10 people in a Discord party. It's really hard to set that up to where it's easy for the people who are watching your stream to see who's talking. You know, they hear all these different voices. They know you, the streamer, but they don't know some of the people you're playing with, so it's hard for them to keep up. So in a situation like that, what I would recommend is set up display users to be only when speaking. That means if there's 10 people in the party and there's only a couple people talking at any given time, the people in your stream are only going to see those names show up when they're speaking. So it's a lot easier for them to go, oh, that's you know, that's Stone Mountain 64. He was talking right there, and he's the one that sounds suspicious. Oh, that's you know, that's Lupo. He was the one talking just now, and he's the one that sounds suspicious. Whatever the game is, it's a lot easier for them to follow. Now, again, if you're playing a game like Warzone, where you have a party of 3 or 4, setting display users to always is probably going to be a little bit easier, because then they can hop in, you know, they can say, hey, he's running with 3 other people. Here are their names. What this will do is this is going to display the name all the time, but it's going to highlight the name when they're speaking. So similar to right here, if you watch my name, it only highlights when I talk. It's going to do the same thing when you're in a game. Whoever's talking that's how you're going to hear that, or that's how it's going to show up on your stream. Okay, now another thing you guys want to be familiar with when you're setting this up to work really well with streaming is your keybinds. A keybind is basically a hotkey. I can add one here. I can pick whatever it is. You can see all the different toggle screen share, activate overlay chat, push to talk, push to mute, toggle mute, all these different hotkeys, so that I don't actually have to open up Discord. I can just hit a certain key combination and it'll do it. Now, the one that I use a lot, and the most common way to use Discord without actually having to open the app up every time you want to change something, is either toggle mute or push to talk. Now, push to talk means you're going to have to push a button and hold a button, kind of like a walkie-talkie. You're going to have to push and hold a button every time you want to communicate with the people that are in your Discord party. That's one way to do it. I know some people that do it that way. What I use personally is toggle mute. Toggle mute is just going to turn off or turn on your Discord party. So if I hit, the keybind is the equal sign, and I'll show you guys what that looks like. Here's my party right here. If I hit the equal sign, it turns off. It toggles the mute. It turns the mute on. If I hit the equal sign again, it comes back on. Now, the nice thing about that is not only can you set this up to have a hotkey, but if you have any sort of hotkey device like a Elgato Stream Deck, or what I use personally is I've got a Stream Deck, but I also have foot pedals. And so I've got 2 foot pedals. One of them is set up for my Discord toggle mute. So anytime I hit a foot pedal, it's going to turn off and turn off. That way I don't actually have to move anything on my hands. My hands don't have to do it. I can just hit, I can just tap a foot pedal with my foot. All right, a couple more things that we're going to talk about before we wrap this up. You want to go to, in your settings, again here, this is where I'm at. And if you miss that, down here, anytime you open up Discord, down here, this is your name. just go to user settings right here. And we're going to go to game activity. You want to make sure if you're trying to set up your Discord overlay to show while you're playing a game, you want to check game activity and make sure the game you're playing is not only listed here, but that the overlay is actually toggled to be on, which you can see for Warzone or for Call of Duty Modern Warfare. This is. As you play more games, I actually just did a hard clean of my computer, which is why I only have one game that shows up. But you want to check to make sure that your game is listed and it's toggled on in game activity. Sometimes you start playing a game and you can't figure out why Discord's not showing up on it as you're streaming. Check here first. Another thing that we're going to talk about here is streamer mode. What streamer mode does is it basically turns off many of your notifications Discord will send you as you're streaming. You can see I've got it turned off here. If I turn it on, now it's on. There's also an automatically enable disable, which I have on as well. So Discord will automatically turn this on or turn it off, depending on if you have, you can see here, but it says if you have OBS or XSplit are running on this computer. Now the problem with me is I have a dual PC setup, so I don't have OBS. I have Streamlabs OBS. I don't have Streamlabs on this computer. So this automatically enable is not going to work with a dual PC setup. So I've got to make sure that I manually turn on enable streamer mode every time I go live. The reason you want to do that is if I go back to notifications here, you'll see that, I'm sorry, it's overlay. This overlay notification deal, this is where you're actually going to get, you can turn that off. But this is by default where you're going to get, you have these text chats, and basically anytime something happens on Discord, someone posts a message in a text channel of a server you're a member of, or if you get a message or any of that stuff, it's actually going to show up somewhere on your screen, like in the middle of the game. You're also going to hear some of these notifications as well. So what I would recommend is anytime you go live, make sure you have your streamer mode enabled so that you don't get sort of spammed with all those notifications from Discord that you probably don't want to see. All right, guys, thanks for checking out the video today. Again, my intention was to give you guys a quick rundown of how to use Discord to be a super viewer-friendly tool that you can incorporate, and how to do that really effectively so that your viewers can have a really good experience, and how Discord can sort of help that happen. As always, guys, make sure you hit the notification button at the bottom of the screen, or the subscribe button, so that you'll get notifications anytime I post new content. As always, you can find me streaming currently on Facebook at fb.gg/armoredpuma17.